we're fine. Getting going here. I presume that it was all clear. Yes. It's 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. And it is. It's Friday. It's Black Friday, but it's Get It Off Your Chest Friday on the Jesse Lee Peterson Show for both of those. And it is White History Month. It's July 25th, AD 2025. I missed it. Can you believe it? And I do have a White History hero to share with you. And check out this beautiful little snow fox, or whatever that thing is. Isn't that cool? What is the difference between a fox and a dog? And this is not my photo, of course. Other stuff is mine. Mine. And the views expressed on this show, guys, do not represent me, Hake, JLP. Okay? So even my White History hero is mine only. And it may not even be mine. But I shall tell you about that. And so no endorsement by Bond or JLP or the network, nor opposition. What's up, Dustin Cross, son of Liberty, LGB? Hello to Mark, all you guys, Pelagic, Cesar, Dr. Johan? Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to say your name, actually. Johanne. How do you say that? Johan? I've been reading it Joanne. That's terrible. All these men with men names, and I'm reading it like a woman's name. But then again, these Italians, there's Italians, base, manly, alpha Italians named Maria for their middle name. Carlo, Maria, Bigote. Maybe I mispronounced that. Hopefully I didn't say something bad. But it's okay. I don't know if it's okay. But it's so nice. Anyway, we're going to have a busy, loosey-goosey, the Hake Report show. If you don't know, take everything that you hear with a grain of salt and a spoonful of sugar. Or water. Or air. Breathed through your nose, if possible. Some say it's better for you. Because, I don't know. And these people who act like they know, they don't know. You know? Anyway, I will get to your calls. I do see you guys filling up the lines. It's 1-888-775-3773. Let me see if I can get stuff going over here, because I ought to get stuff ready. And by the way, whose side should the Christians be on, if any side? Israel or Palestine? Or neither? America. Please, you big talkers. I found out something about the Palestinians. Many of the Palestinian Christians, of whom there aren't many, they claim, oh, Palestinians are Christians. You could say Israelis are Christians. Yeah, there are Israelis who are Christians. Yeah, there are Palestinians who are Christians. There's a bunch of liberals. That's something that I found out. I looked into it. It's a bunch. There's this Christian Lutheran Palestinian pastor in New York City, whom it's not Zohran, it's Zohran. Zohran. Yeah, that's how he pronounced it. Mamdani. I should play it for you on. I found it on Wikipedia. His Wikipedia entry. It has his voice. JLP's voice is on Wikipedia too, although Wikipedia actually is inaccurate and imprecise. So it's like ridiculous. Very sloppy outlet, Wikipedia. Almost as sloppy perhaps as CNN, or maybe more so. And I say CNN is sloppy because didn't they run with the Russia collusion mess? And they call people undocumented immigrants when they are not, and they call transgenders by their preferred pronouns rather than affirming their true gender. And not only are they sloppy on those things, they're sloppy on saying they're about as sloppy as one of everybody's favorite callers, Mark in Los Angeles. You know how his thinking is so sloppy in terms of this whole Epstein thing. Oh, Pam Bondi. Oh, you're going to believe the word of Pam Bondi one way or the other. And it's nothing against Pam Bondi, but it is something against. She's a woman, and she's sort of trendy. Trendy people are not necessarily trustworthy either. Unlike trustworthy Trump, who's not so much of a bandwagoner, he's a trend setter, not a trendy person. He sets trends. He doesn't follow trends. He sets them. FYI. He is, as Jesus described the Holy Spirit, the Spirit is like the wind. You don't know where it comes from or where it is going. So it is with Trump. It's true. Oh, look, it's almost 11 a.m. over there on that Saturday that I was recording this. So this commie nonsense is trying to catch Trump in his words like these sleazy snake callers call in to catch JLP in his words. And they pretend like he helped them. What a mess. Am I right? So, don't trust Hake. Don't trust your own head. And don't trust the internet, which includes commie nonsense and Wikipedia. And I like commie nonsense and Wikipedia and this snake pit. I learned from the snake pit, although they are the scum of the earth. Hake is accurate and precise, never sloppy. I never said that. Come on, man. Come on, man is another sloppy person, but he's a faithful Hake viewer and a critic who has fun and valid criticism, actually, sometimes. So I would shout him out, or her, or it, if it's an AI. Anyway, I'm rambling. That's not right. I don't feel right. So anyway, guys, let's just get right on with the AJ Gallardo original theme song. I feel so bad that you can't hear the waves. Shaw!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys! I hope you're you guys! I've only ever seen that part of that movie. Just incidentally. It was before the internet was that much of a thing either. Wasn't the internet.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? How do you like my shirt? Mildly attractive? It's all right. I mean, it is, when it's... Look at it. I turned on the waves audio, and now I hear all that talking. I saw this video of Hulk Hogan being interviewed, the late, great Hulk Hogan, when he was, I guess, 27 years old, according to a YouTube comment, which I like YouTube comments. They're definitely not trustworthy, but there's sometimes I learn stuff. He was all huge, strong, had that long blonde hair, hockey hair. If some call it a mullet, I don't like that term. And he was talking with the late, great, I hear he was great, and he seems like he was great, actually. A former competitor, although before my time, we were never contemporaries in the professional sense. We did live overlapping years, but I don't believe we ever met. Carson, Johnny Carson. Remember that guy? He was like the original late night host. Was he a liberal or, I don't know, it doesn't... Probably shouldn't matter. And why did I bring that up? Oh, because Hulk Hogan, his shirt was all tight. And he was fit. Oh, here, let me toggle my Pilled stream. Pilled.net is experiencing huge technical difficulties. Obviously on their end. Wow, how's the stream, guys? Press 1 if it's great. Hulk would tell you today it's arm day. Yeah, people say I skip arm day. I don't disclose whether or not I skip arm day. Hake's tiny body is what makes his head so big. What the heck? I should never read TERRI's chats again. Am I getting whiter? Anyway, you can get your mildly attractive t-shirt. This is a size medium. I have been advised to go towards large and stop looking like a little kid and lift weights or something and grow into it. This is really disturbing. Let me show you what's bothering me. Pilled.net is awesome, though. The Pilled people are super cool. But if you go over here, look at this. And I try to toggle the stream. And what does it tell me? Toggle stream failed. But it is veteran owned. I'm sorry to show you the one time that is... This is like the worst time that I've ever seen it, right? It's always usually pretty good. But nice. Check it out. Pilled.net. And there's many JLP streams there. Hake and Pastor Chatelet and Coffee Talk with Sandra and others. Nice. So here's Hake, and he's having problems. But that's okay because there are other platforms on which Hake does stream. But I don't get how people are comfortable in outfits like that. All tight. And that was the 80s he looked fashionably in. What a mess. Let me get away from that thing. Okay, so let me get to some calls here. David in Ocala, Florida, is on the line. And David, how you doing, man? Thank you for holding.
Happy White History Month.
Thank you, sir. Happy White History Month.
Yeah. I called because I called when I first called you once. I called a long time ago. I called you about a case where these 3 black kids had killed these 3 white kids and threw them out on the side of the road.
Really?
In a little town called Ocklawaha, which is like a famous little town because that's where Ma Barker and her son got shot up in a house. She was they were like gangsters back in the 30s.
Yeah.
Anyway, the 2 older kids that are now 17, well, they were 17 and 15 when they did this. They got life, and the 12-year-old black kid got 40 years.
Wow. And this is this a recent update, or is that?
Yeah, this is a recent update. The killings happened like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And I had first called you about, because there were black kids killing white kids, and if it was reversed, the whole world went crazy down here, if 3 white kids killed 3 black kids.
Right. Yeah.
That
is wild. And what was the name of the town? Repeat it.
The little town's called Ocklawaha. It's Ocklawaha. I think that's how you spell it. They have Ma Barker's house there still, There's a movie about her called Bloody Mama.
Wow.
Back in
Oh,
the,
you know
yeah.
what? Wow, this is interesting. I searched the name of that town and it pulls right up.
Yeah.
Ocklawaha.
WAHA, yeah.
Something like that. And sure
So
enough,
what happened?
Marion
Watch
County man sentenced to life in 2023 Ocklawaha triple murder. Third suspect, co-defendant sentenced to life in prison. Look at these. Look at this young man, young black male. Looks like he could have been an upstanding young man. Might yet become one.
He was such a nice kid.
He was a good boy. I didn't raise
He
him
was
like
such a
this.
good boy. So
That's
what
terrible.
happened?
I don't remember. If I remember this at all, you telling me about this, it would only be very vague. It did not stick in my mind.
Well, I'm sure it didn't, because remember the other one was the white lady that shot through the door and killed the black woman with the kids and everything like that.
Yeah.
That was another one down here.
Okay.
So it was before that. I called you before that. But see, Ocklawaha, this is interesting, man. This is wild how even back in the 30s, so this lady, Ma Barker, she really wasn't a criminal. They just pumped her up to be because of her kids, her boys. She had like 3 boys that went wild, and the husband got sick of it because the mother wouldn't discipline them. This is like in the movie, too. Anyway, she they had this famous alligator down here called Old Joe, and she writes to one of her relatives up in Illinois about this alligator named Old Joe. And the freaking FBI got that letter and said, I wonder what town in Florida's got an famous alligator named Old Joe. And that's how they found her and shot up the house.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's spooky out there, too, because this house is on this lake called Lake Weir. And I've been out there before, and all the houses that are out there on this lake were built in like the 20s and 30s and stuff, or a lot of them. And it's just really weird, man. Sometimes you go out there and it just sort of spooks you out,
Ma Barker. Who is Ma Barker? You keep on mentioning Ma Barker. M-A, new word, Barker.
She's the lady the Ma Barker gang, that's what made that little town famous. That's why I was telling you about it.
So is Ma a woman?
Yeah, she was a woman. Yeah.
And then she ran the gang.
They made movies about her.
But
anyway, hey.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to tell you, I was going to call yesterday, but when I saw that Omar was on there, I was like, nah, man, that call, I knew my call would go south like that last caller.
Oh, interesting. So you felt that you wouldn't be able to control yourself and not get heated with him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's a liar, dude. He lies.
Really?
Because the Muslims hate Christians and Jews, dude. They kill you as soon as look at you.
I mean, some will, of course, but I don't think that Omar is that type of guy. I mean, human nature is evil. They will do that, of course. But go ahead.
Here's how I judge somebody, okay?
All right.
Would you let them watch your kids? Okay.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna tell you, hey,
I think you would be okay.
Watch my kids, but I would not let Omar watch my kids.
Why not?
Because I don't trust him.
But
first off,
he was a fairly successful businessman. He was born and raised. I mean, he was born in Yemen, but raised in New York from the age of 7, and he is a bit liberal. But he's gone through health issues. He's retired. He's married and raised. As far as I can tell, according to him, he's married and raised kids himself, and his children are, I believe, they're adults now because they're living in other states. And so I think of him as a fine young man, my age-ish, plus or minus. I think he's a little older. I don't know, man. What about him wouldn't you let your kids around?
Just don't trust him, man. First off, he worships a false god, okay?
Right.
And he lies about Jesus, and he lies about the Jews, and he sticks up for the Palestinians because the little children are getting killed, and yada, yada, yada. Don't come messing with somebody if you don't want to get punched in the mouth, okay? Don't jump the fence. You follow what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel bad about those kids getting killed, but that's about it. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
Yeah,
But that's
I don't
war.
know what the
That's
truth
war.
is about what's going on over there. It feels like the people are quick to condemn Israel, but lack an understanding.
Yeah, because
So
this thing's been going on since Ishmael. Okay.
yeah,
So
Ishmael
you
was
know,
picking on Isaac or whoever that was.
right. They're trying to be the promise.
Yeah.
Thinking he's the promised child. They're the true people. But the other thing, man, is I saw this video footage of this black lady that was at a real nice AMC movie theater. Okay, you know, one of them real nice movie theaters.
Okay.
So she decided she was going to skip the line. Okay. So the movie people wanted her gone, so they called the cops. The cops get there. They try to get the lady to leave. She won't leave. They finally got to cuff her. After they cuff her, she falls down on the floor in front of the concession stand, starts kicking the cops. Now, this lady's like probably 35 to 40 years old, okay?
Wow. Black or what?
Yeah, black, and she's wearing an orange dress, okay? And so anyway, the
Cute.
dress comes up. They got to bleep out, you know, so you can't see her underwear and stuff. And
Right.
I thought to when I saw this, I thought, you know what? If she would have tried to pull that crap 60 years ago, they would have took her out and hung her.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Sure, they would have.
You think they would have? You think they would have? She would have gone straight to jail. Come on, they wouldn't. They wouldn't hang a woman for acting erratic.
It depends on what town you're in. Okay,
Depends
on
on
who the sheriff was.
I don't know, man. That seems. I don't. Would you think that was
maybe they
justified?
wouldn't have hung her, but the bottom line is that
Right.
she would have been so bruised up after acting like that.
Yeah.
In a white town, okay, in a white movie theater, they knew better, is what I'm trying to tell you, not to act like that.
The blacks might have hanged her, honestly.
Well,
did you know that the blacks did lynch some of their own?
Yeah, because they knew that the Joker was they were out of control.
Yeah.
Okay, when they get out of control.
But I think it
like
was for, presumably it was for real crimes, not necessarily just simply acting erratic. Although acting erratic probably didn't happen as frequently as it does today among them.
Right. And do you see white women falling on the ground, kicking cops and screaming at cops like these black women do? Man,
Not
these
as
black
much.
women are out of control.
Yeah. No, they're not raised right. They're encouraged. They're said, you're a double victim. You're a woman and you're black. You need to be doubly angry.
And you're a black queen.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see that footage where out in California where there's 5 cars pulled up in front of that jewelry store and like 30 guys or 25 black guys with hoods over there? You know they're black anyway. They jump out of the car.
I presume I don't know if they were black actually, but
yeah,
I was thinking
black.
Might have been. Yeah, it could have been that or
black.
Mexican or some of these foreigners.
They're black. They were driving Mercedes Benzes and BMWs and stuff, dude. They're black. So anyway,
I didn't notice the cars. Okay.
He shot one time into the bulletproof glass and they ran like rats.
Right. Foiled. I loved seeing that. I saw that on the Jason Lee Peterson show earlier this week. It's such a shame because that's Anaheim, California. That's where Disneyland is. That's Orange County. And right across the street, they did the same thing. I don't know if it was the same guys. It might have been. They did the same thing to a jewelry store right across the street. And what's funny is these are like Arab guys, or they seem like they're Arabs involved in these jewelry stores, or at least this particular one. And but he's a businessman. He's like an American. He's trying to do it in America, take advantage of the opportunities. And
and it's lawlessness.
Totally,
man, and it's everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah,
and it's not. I'm not too happy about it because the next time they're going to show up armed and they'll just, kill the guy. Now, I get that it's smart if you're a criminal to show up with not armed with a gun, because then you won't catch a gun charge, and it won't be as it won't be as harsh of a punishment in the case you do get caught. But they will sometimes. Some of them will they'll kill the owner. Then I'm glad the owner did that for the moment, but this is going to go out of control if they don't put the clamp down on the crime. It's kind of like what you were talking about with the black woman at the movie theater. They've been allowed to go crazy.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a guy who took it into his own hands in Missouri. That these two black brothers were picking on this black kid and punched him in the face a couple times. So he just took out his gun and shot them both. Okay,
Whoa.
then chased them down, shot them some more, and then the kid that punched him in the face, he took the gun and beat him in his head with the gun, dude. You know. And that's what needs to happen to get these people to wake up.
Oh,
but they
man,
still
that's
won't
crazy.
wake up. They're going to wake up.
It does take real law and order, or kind of like what you said, the people defending themselves. Like in Detroit, I heard that they've had a lot of home invasions, not just burglaries, but home invasions where the homeowner is at home and they invade the home. The criminal invades the home. Well, they encourage the homeowners to be armed, and you won't be prosecuted if you shoot these people in self-defense. And so, like, I think with a few shootings, the home invasions declined, because of that reason. And
well, I've seen cameras. You've seen cameras where they come up at night, 3 of them, and they start kicking the door in, and then the dude just starts unloading bullets at them, and they run.
Yeah.
But hey, back to the Muslim thing.
Yes.
This is why I got a problem with these Muslims, man. There's a court case going on right now where a mother and the father are accused of attempted murder of their 17-year-old daughter. That they wanted her to marry a guy overseas. They were going to ship her overseas to marry some older guy, and she had a boyfriend, and she's like, I'm out on that. You're not doing that. So the father meets her at school when she gets out of high school and tries to choke her to death out in the freaking parking lot.
That's like an honor killing, huh?
Yeah, an honor kill. And the mother got involved, too. The boyfriend had to come up there. This is filmed, man. Somebody filmed it with their phone. The boyfriend had to come up there and start clocking the father in the head to get him off of her because they had a hard time getting him off of her. He was choking her so bad.
Did she?
And
so it was an attempted murder.
By her father.
And this is in Lacey, Washington. Is this in Washington State where this happened?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
that is so crazy.
Going on right now.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, who tries to kill their daughter like that, dude? These people are nuts. Is what I'm trying to tell you, dude. Don't trust them. They're taking over the world, bro. They're trying to take over the world.
Right.
And it's just a shame. It's a shame. And they have tons of kids, man. They'll have like 7, 8 kids.
Muslims do, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arabs and Asians are having tons and tons of children. And yet it's not, they're not all the same, like, nice Christian family that we're used to here in America, or trying to be nice Christian. Wow.
Well, what Americans try to do is they try to hope for the best. They don't want to look at reality of the situation. Most people don't want to deal with reality, until it's too late. Okay, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's even the way. Hey, somebody commented. They said they wrote in to you on a super chat or something and said about me using the word man.
Yes.
Remember that?
Vaguely.
Yeah, I got that from Cheech and Chong as a kid.
Terrible.
Cheech and Chong.
Isn't it funny how we're influenced by something that somebody says that we think sounds cool, but you say, I don't know, I don't really think anything of it when you say man.
Well, I'm known for that in my circles of friends. Okay, they'll tease me about it because it became a habit at a very young age. Talking like that. So, well, listen, man. Before I go, man, since it's White History Month,
you do say it a lot. That's funny.
Yeah,
I just noticed after you pointed it out that somebody else pointed it out.
Well, a friend of my brother's, when he sees me, he's known me since I was like about 10 years old. He just says, "Hey, man."
Right on.
Right. Anyway, I'd like to shout out for Evil Knievel, man.
Oh, cool. That's your white history contribution?
Yeah, that's one of them. And then another one. You ever heard of Billy Jack? Tom Laughlin? You ever heard of the movie Billy Jack?
Billy Jack.
Yeah, he's from California. I think he's from the California area. Yeah.
Okay, is this it? They made a movie? It's a Western?
No, he just wore a blue jean jacket and a thing. And he was like they were on an Indian reservation. You know, it was a bunch of anti-war stuff. You know, and just sort
of a cowboy-looking guy. You said a blue denim jacket.
Yeah, he wore blue denim jackets and blue jeans. When we were kids, we idolized that guy. A lot of kids did. They idolized Billy Jack. The first movie was called The Born Losers.
Okay.
There was a trilogy. This guy, he produced that movie himself. It cost him, I think, about $600,000 to make it back then. And it made millions and millions of dollars for
Nice.
Yeah,
1971 action drama independent film, the second of 4 films centering on the character Billy Jack.
Right.
Okay, so there was one prior to it, and then there were a
called
couple
The
more
Born
after.
Losers.
The Born Losers, 1967, played by Tom Laughlin. So the hero is Billy Jack, though, not Tom Laughlin.
Right, the actor is Billy Jack.
Nice.
He's supposed to be like half Indian, and went to Vietnam and comes back, and he's an anti-war guy, of course. And
a part Indian Vietnam veteran. Kicks around.
Yeah.
Indian, of course, not.
Right. Native American.
American Indian, not India.
Native
Indian.
American Indian.
His
and
girlfriend.
don't mess with the reservation.
Why do you say that? Is that what he would say?
Because that's what he did in the movie. He defended there was a school. His real wife
Freedom
played
School,
in
right?
it. His daughter played in it. Man, it was a family affair, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. But you don't know that when you're young watching it, and you get older with the internet, you realize it was his daughter that was playing the guitar. The girlfriend in the movie was his real wife, and just this it's weird when you find these things out as you get older, on something that you looked at as a small child or a young child.
I had never heard of this before. Billy Jack. So this is, you recommend this, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't, it's a little outdated for you. Okay.
Okay.
It's,
I don't mind old hokey movies.
If you like old hokey movies, then it's going to be real good.
Is it as good as Death Wish movies?
Probably not.
That's okay.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be as good as the Death Wish movies, because those are like amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, for just Charles Bronson had way more better movies than that, though.
Oh, okay. So
me,
Death Wish movies are not the best Charles Bronson movies?
No, hold on a second. I'll tell you what a really good Charles Bronson movie is.
Charles Bronson. Was he white enough?
Yeah.
For our taste? I forget what he is. He has granite features, brawny physique. Born into extreme poverty in PA.
Well, he played a lot of Native American Indians too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, in his movies.
I wonder what he was. Oh, he was born. Wait, what? Born Charles Dennis Buczynski, American actor, they call him. 60 movies. Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Majesty. Breakheart Pass.
Right.
The Dirty Dozen. The Mechanic.
That's
nice.
it. The Mechanic's a good one.
It sounds like it.
And shoot, I can't find the other one, man. But The Mechanic's good.
Nice.
That's a good one. Shoot, man, what is that other movie? It's not showing up here. Anyway, listen, man, I'm sure you got to roll, bro. I appreciate you letting me talk to you today, and you have a great weekend. Okay.
Fun as always. Appreciate you, David and Ocala. Take care.
All right, buddy. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye. Wow. William in California is on the line over here. William, thank you for calling and holding. William III, I believe. How you doing?
Yeah, that's David in Ocala, my man. Yeah, I like when he says that, what he says, man.
Yeah.
It sounds cool to me. I knew a lot of people that did that when I was growing up, so I like that.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he was, should I do my White History Month first? Happy White History Month.
Hey, happy White History.
Yeah. Who was the guy that played on the TV series It Takes a Thief?
It Takes a Thief?
Yeah, it was in the 70s.
I'm the wrong person to ask.
Is it John Saxon or wait a minute? No, maybe it's Robert Wagner. Yeah, I think Robert Wagner. Yeah, it was cool. I think it was Robert Wagner.
Yeah, Robert Wagner.
Yeah, it was good. That was a good show. And give a shout out to Robert Wagner.
Okay, sweet.
You know,
all these manly actors, and I hardly know anything. Fred Astaire was in that.
Yeah. That was a great show.
Not that I know who that is. I just recognize the name.
Oh, that show. You need to pull it up sometime. They have it on, I think you can get on Tubi or YouTube. It's a good show.
Okay.
They actually had a movie, I think, too. But it's a good show. Really good show. He was a thief, and he got let out of prison to work for the government. So you're going to pay me to steal?
Right.
Oh, it's really, really catchy. Really catchy.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the other one, I'm going to go ahead and say Hulk Hogan, since he died.
Yeah, rest in peace, Hulk.
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah.
Big guy.
Get the vitamins.
Christian, by the way. Get your vitamins, kids.
Get your vitamins. And then when I put you in this headlock and get the snap, crackle, and pop, he was good. He was like the epitome of entertainment.
Yeah.
And, so Chuck Mangione died yesterday, too.
I heard about that on CNN. He was a jazz musician.
Jazz music, and he used to play with Parliament Funkadelic, George Clinton, and P-Funk All-Stars. He got a long catalog. He's been working for a long time. So Chuck Mangione died and everything. Shout out to him, too.
Yeah.
I kind of got my Chesty Puller messed up yesterday. That guy there, man, he's a good guy. I like Chesty Puller. For yesterday's White History Month, we didn't give him enough.
That's right. Yeah, we didn't get into that. Chesty Puller. You'd mentioned him before in prior years.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
He's worth revisiting. Marine Corps
worth
officer.
Revisiting.
He looks tough.
Correct. He was tough, man. He was tough as nails, man. He said his place was to be up front with his men. He didn't want to have it no other kind of way. We protect generals. You know that. That's a strategic thing, is to keep the generals out of harm's way.
Yeah, so that they can function.
Captured or a prisoner of war or anything like that, or get shot or killed, too.
Yeah.
In the front line like that. That's very dangerous. But he wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Wow, so he fought guerrillas. He fought guerrillas in Haiti and guerrilla fighters, right?
Yeah.
In Haiti and Nicaragua as part of the Banana Wars.
Yep.
World War II, Korean War, senior officer.
Yeah. Well, how many theaters? 4, I think.
I don't know. I counted 4 from those two, because World War II.
He served from 1918 to 1955. He had a long service.
Wow. Pretty interesting, man.
Yeah, it is. And we're Americans. What do you think?
Yeah.
We're good at what we do. Now, yesterday, I didn't mean to get you off track yesterday with Omar, but I'm going to tell you, I didn't really get to talk to him like I wanted to because of the kids, but sometimes us as Americans need to stand up to those guys. They like to get their citizenship and then chest pump, and they need to be told sometime, you need to be quiet. You don't get to judge this country like that just because you got your little citizenship, because there's too many of you guys coming over here trying to take over our government. The one over in Minnesota, what's her name? Omar, whatever. She's another one,
Oh, yeah, Ilhan Omar.
Your countries are so all that. How come you here? Like, you heard what I asked him. Why would you be on our side? Is it because
it's a fair question.
Yemen would lose? Because Yemen would lose. That's why you're on our side. Come on.
Maybe. Interesting point.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that, James. I can't stand that. It's like, man, who are you?
That is an issue that I take with any foreigner who comes over here.
And more Americans need to stand up and say that. And that's why I really wanted to talk to him, because I've seen how he picked his phone up and started Googling stuff and shaking. And I'm like, I started asking, what you shaking for, man? More people need to tell you guys, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know? And remember when I asked him when did that war started, he had to pull out some incident 10 days before. I don't want to hear that, man. And what happened before the incident 10 days before that? And
Good
what
question.
Before that?
Yeah, exactly.
What happened 10
it's an
years
endless
ago?
feud.
And what happened 20 years ago? And
totally.
What happened 30? It's like, if I can remember my memory, as long as I've been alive, and I'm sure Jesse probably remembers more than me.
Yeah.
You guys been tripping. The bottom line, you guys been tripping over there for years. And our country is not in rubble. Yours is.
Right.
And we pull out of there for a minute. It has gotten quiet, if you notice, after the bombing of Iran. Yeah, it's quiet over there now. We pull back for a minute. But if they did something again, guess what would happen? Like I told him, the carriers would be back.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Now, and he didn't like it, but it's like, and what are you going to do about it? What is Yemen going to do about it? He wouldn't answer it. What is Yemen going to do about it? Nothing. It was nothing. Like you told me,
right.
I think he knows the answer, William. He did know the answer. They could do nothing about it. We kind of losing a lot of people, man, the last week, 2-3 weeks here, man.
That's a fact. It's crazy. We lost there was a white man that we lost, and then there was a young black man that we lost, and then there was Hulk Hogan whoom we lost. Who's the other guy that we lost?
Chuck Mangione. We lost Chuck Mangione, Sly Stone, Brian Williams.
Yep, those were a little bit earlier. Those two. Just
Malcolm Jamal Warner. Yeah, those Brian was it Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys? Him and Sly died a day apart, and they were the same age.
Yeah.
And then Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, a white history hero, a Christian. I heard,
but I'm
by
pretty
the way.
sure all of those kids. Sly finally got his royalties. Probably 3 years before he died, and he said, "Hey man," they said, "What you gonna do with this Sly?" He was like, "What can I do with it? He's an old man now." He says, "I'm just gonna pass these royalties on to my children." So I'm pretty sure in a living trust that Sly's kids and Brian Wilson's kids, with all those enormous catalogs, Ozzy Osbourne too, but all those enormous catalogs, I'm sure their children will be just fine.
Right.
As they should, for their parents' hard work. That was, all those people we just mentioned, even Jamal Warner, put a.
What was the issue with Sly Stone's royalty check thing? What didn't he get credit for?
I think for a long time, it wasn't a royalty check, but I think for a long time, the Masters were owned by somebody else or
like that. Yeah, that happens a lot.
Something like that. He had a lot of court battles with that, but I think he had finally got that finalized.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So I'm glad I'm mostly glad that he got that taken care of before his death.
Nice.
Because he really had a good contribution to music.
Yeah, really, he was talented writer type of a guy.
Very groovy and rock-like and different. He started off as Sly Stone started off as a DJ in San Francisco, and then his sister and I think his cousin, 2 girls, and his other cousin Larry Graham. You've heard of Larry Graham, and
maybe,
the bass player.
I'm sure.
Yeah, you have. He's black. They all had a really groovy sound.
Yeah, and they're like classics that stick in your head. It's not just it's just good music, man.
Yeah. Did you hear about the shooting up in Anchorage?
Maybe.
Really good. Really
That's
nice
Alaska,
footage
right?
on it too. Yeah, Anchorage. Yeah, they had some good footage too, man. It was like a nightclub. Everybody was on the sidewalk, at a hot dog stand on the side and everything. It was kind of funny how when the fighting started, the guy kept serving hot dogs. You know? And then I think somebody threw a female security guard down on the sidewalk and busted out his firearm, started shooting at everybody. And then as he was backing up, he fell backwards on a planter on the sidewalk. He didn't see it, and he just kept firing, pow, 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 pow.
Wow.
They stepping backwards, and then he fell on a planter that was in the middle of the sidewalk. And as he fell, or where he was coming backwards, the other security guard flanked him and came out the trunk of his car with an AR-15 and lit him up.
Got him. Yeah. I saw that little detail that
Did you see it?
Well, I saw this headline. The Anchorage bar owner says the security guard killed the shooter who fired on the crowd.
Chaotic.
So
Very
what a
chaotic.
mess. Stay away from. Was this broad daylight that this happened, or was it at night?
It was at night. You know, you just kind of, you know.
Okay.
I mean, a guy like me that had been around a while.
But in the summer, we're in the summertime, so nighttime doesn't get that dark.
Yeah.
In Alaska, I guess.
The big functions, man, you got to stay away from them. Like, I mean,
exactly. That's what I was trying to get at.
I don't like going anywhere now, man. They don't know how to act.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's real dangerous.
Not to mention, like, the children of some of the Muslims are liable to do some type of.
And you said they were Christians. You know what? They are Christians. I wanted to tell you a story. That's right. I have a cousin that married a Palestinian woman.
Okay.
And they are Christians.
Okay.
And they ghetto.
Oh, really?
They ghetto.
So they're kind of like black Christians type of thing.
Yeah, they liberal. And they are ghetto, man. Come on, they just as bad as the Muslim ones. They are ghetto. And I told him, I said, man, you just had to get some zebra kids in the family, man. I tell you what, them little Taliban half breeds you got, man. You better tell them to stay away from them demonstrations and cutting off the Golden Gate Bridge and all that, and running them flags and flying them flags. You better tell them to watch out. Them feds is putting them in jail for like 5 years at least. So you better tell your little zebra kids, the little Taliban kids, that they'd be cool. But they ghetto. I'm telling you, they ghetto.
You know, when you said that they're just like the Muslim Palestinians, you remind me of
the liberal ones is Omar. They worse.
I think you're right, because look at. You know this female congressman from Detroit area, Rashida Tlaib?
Oh, man, she's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Somebody really need to tell her who you think you are. You can go
Exactly.
back.
She's like, we're going to impeach the MFer. She said on the day that she was elected.
That's why she can't get no higher than what she is. Yeah, she was talking about Trump.
That is ghetto, and she's like a cussing, nasty... She reminds me of one of those nasty ghetto Latinas.
What it is
from my old town.
Wait a minute. You know how they overcomplicate? They try to side with the blacks.
Yeah.
And all kinds of radical stuff and demonstrating, and they try to stand with the Hispanic and being rebellion against Trump, and they try to get on that bandwagon.
Yep.
And then when they get around the blacks, they try to, you ought to see them, man. They be trying to act like they really are. They ninjas, for real.
They make you want to spit.
The Christian ones, they are ninjas.
Yeah, interesting, man.
They are ninjas, and they are ghetto. I'm like, dude, you
so Christian doesn't really mean anything.
I was kind of pissed off. I'm like, man, you could have got a white girl. Damn.
Right.
And you go get Taliban and put in the family? Oh, man,
come on, Palestinian Christians are not Taliban, but they are Middle Eastern. But it's funny.
He knows what I be saying when I I purposely be ignorant like that. I be like, man, get your Taliban kids. Come on, man, leave my kids on wheelers. And they terrorists. Your kids are terrorists, man. Come on, man. Why they ain't on our side, man? They ain't on our side. I tell you, they really liberal though.
Yeah.
And they talk all black and everything. They be tripping.
That's right.
As
David says in the chat, just because you say you are a Christian doesn't mean you are one. So many a snake.
Right.
Yeah, totally. It means nothing.
You know. Yeah, and the Rashida girl, she got a lot of nerves always.
Yeah.
You if you don't like it here, the same with the one in Minnesota. If this place is so bad, why are you here?
Right. I mean, that's a good question.
Why are you here? But they overcomplicate. Like I said, the Christian Palestinians get around blacks and they try to get ghetto.
Yeah.
And they overcomplicate what they really are. Just like the WNBA players run around like they men. What's up? Nick,
terrible.
Sit down. And then you get the it's the same as like this. You got gay people, right? Don't nobody have nothing against gay people. We love gay people. They cool. But when you get them like over the top, saucy and like buoyant, and that makes you look at them and say, man, get out of here with that. Yeah, sit down somewhere, man. Ain't nobody caring about what you are, because the thing about it, James, they think heterosexual life is a lie.
Yeah.
They think they're right and we're wrong.
Right.
But if you are so right, how come you and another man, how come two men can't make a kid? How come two women can't make a kid?
Duh.
You know why you can't make a kid? Because you're wrong.
Totally lost in their heads.
Does that make any sense? You can't even.
It makes a lot of sense. It's a mess.
So really, nobody cares about you being gay. It's that over the top. Got to let you know that. Shut up. Sit down, girl. Sit down.
Right. Interesting. I
You
got
know
to
what
keep
I'm
it
saying?
moving, William. I appreciate your call, man.
But people got to be just if they don't like it, just speak up about it. Like I was telling Omar, I didn't really get him like I wanted to, but you got the wrong rating. Was it rated R or PG? I don't know.
G.
Got kids listening. Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I guess it's not G, but anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you,
happy
sir.
Black Friday and happy White History Month.
You as well. Take care.
All right.
Bye. I got to get to Terry in Oregon on the line over here. Terry, thank you for calling and holding. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Nice. Hey,
Yes.
no woman is good.
I know. I was
Dang
letting
it.
it slide. And so you caught yourself, or were you testing me to see? Okay, nice.
No, I forgot.
Isn't that terrible? People raised saying, "Oh, I'm good." What a mess.
You know what? You know where it started for me? Just a little offshoot.
Yeah.
When I was working in customer service back in the day, anytime I said anything other than good, people would ask me. So I just learned to say good, so that they don't ask me any is anything, if I said fine, that would not be okay.
Because
people
fine sounds like
wrong.
almost sarcastic. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. People want to hear you're good.
What about well? Well sounds hoity-toity, but did you ever try well?
I did say well sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did say well.
Nice.
But anyway, yeah, that's where I got in that habit.
Okay. Customer service. Terrible.
I know. Still have nightmares to this day.
Yeah. Trauma.
I know. So I called in with a White History Month contribution.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay. I thought it would be fun to talk about Elizabeth Cady Stanton. Are you familiar with her?
No. Although it does sound familiar.
So she was she was one of the organizers of the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848. That was where the movement to establish women's suffrage in America began.
Wow. Okay.
And I thought she would be interesting to to bring up, because she actually kind of got canceled in her era because of, even though she had been an abolitionist for her entire adult life.
Against slavery, right? Wanted to abolish slavery.
There was a real strong connection between the movement of women's suffrage and abolition, because actually women were finding themselves constrained in the abolition movement because they didn't have any real ability, as they didn't have the citizenship established that men had. So they started getting together and talking about their grievances and realizing they needed to make some sort of movement for themselves if they were to do anything for, the cause of abolition.
Wow.
So that's kind of where it all got started.
What a mess.
I know.
So they were worried about the poor black people. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to mischaracterize it, but I'm going to characterize it what comes to mind.
Fine.
These busybody women were all up in arms about these poor black people who were enslaved. And so they wanted to say something about it, but they had no political pull. And so they're like, we need the right to vote. And so...
Well, not at first. She was the first one to put forward the idea. And it was like highly controversial even amongst the movement. A lot of people were like, whoa, that's too far.
Nice.
But she got backed up at the Seneca Falls Convention by Frederick Douglass, who was in attendance. And he was like... He
backed her up?
Yeah, he was like, actually, it makes sense. Women can't possibly do anything if they don't have the vote. They can't advocate for themselves if they don't have that. And so they were all like, it's interesting because this is the history of the Republican Party too. Like, these people were like really behind the movement of the Republican Party at the time. But once the Civil War was won, and what was it, the 13th Amendment that established that black men would have the right to vote, that kind of split the movement between abolition. Well, obviously slavery was abolished, but it split the movement, and there was a lot of controversy that went down. And Elizabeth Cady Stanton ended up kind of becoming really controversial in the movement at that time because she said that she was insulted by the fact that they gave Sambo the right to vote, but not women, when like women were way more educated than blacks,
Interesting.
By and large, and like you would give these uneducated blacks who have no like refinement or anything the right to vote, these black men, but you won't give it to women who do.
Fair question.
So that ticked her off.
Fair point.
And she said that publicly, and then like that caused a lot of split in the movement because a lot of people didn't want to be associated with her because she said something racist. And then she started...
that was considered racist even back then?
Yeah.
Whoa. In the world?
I mean, for people who were real believers in that movement, yeah, it was.
Okay. So
yeah,
she got jealous that the blacks got in first before the women. And the women were the ones who were fighting for the blacks big time.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So, I mean, I think it might have been slightly
doesn't she raise a fair point? Like, the women knew better what was going on, even though they shouldn't, in my opinion. I don't know what was going on back then, but I stand here today saying women shouldn't worry their pretty little heads about politics. But but she raises a fair point that they were, because a lot of these blacks were illiterate, and then they were holding office, right. I heard, and being used. Anyway.
Right. And like a lot of these women were, well educated. A lot of the movement had women in it that were the first of their field, like the first female doctors, the first female lawyers, the first women kind of getting into these things. So they were highly, very driven and intelligent women, by and large, were in the suffrage movement. And to just hand it over to blacks, I mean, that caused a lot of offense amongst some women. And then other women, like, were offended by that. So it caused a big rift in the movement. And her partner in the movement, like her dear friend, Susan B. Anthony, who was kind of a more well-known figure in her own right.
Right, big time.
But they were close friends, and they worked together for many years because Elizabeth had a family and she had tons of kids. So she couldn't really travel and do things like Susan did. So she actually wrote a lot of Susan's speeches.
Whoa.
And that kind of thing. And they would meet together, periodically. And Susan's Susan never married.
Okay.
So she never had a family of her own. So she was able to like dedicate herself fully to the movement.
That's interesting.
But yeah, it is an interesting kind of paradox.
Was this her wig or was that her real hair? This white or blonde hair on the curly, tight cut.
That was her real hair. She was kind of like a little chubby, doll-looking lady. She was really cute in her youth, and then she became like, you know, kind of like a plump, grandmotherly-looking woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Cady, Cady Stanton.
That was her father's name. She kept her own name in her marriage too.
Oh, okay. So that's not a middle name. That's a last name. Kind of like who's that woman that Trump appointed to the Supreme Court? Amy Coney Barrett.
Yeah.
These women. Yeah. So did she have a middle maiden name that she abandoned, or born Cady? Okay. So she didn't have a middle name?
A lot of people didn't give their kids middle names and back in the day, and in many other countries, like I've known a lot of English people who don't have middle names.
Wow.
It's kind of an American practice.
I mean, I think it's a good practice because a lot of people have the same first and last name, and there's probably some people who have the same first, middle, and last name. But it's nice to be able to distinguish yourself because there's more than one James Hake in the world, believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want them smeared with my views, so I call myself James Anton Hake. But then somebody Instagram shared my picture with Ye, and it said James Anton Hake, 2 A's, is an artist. And I'm like, what? And I look it up I try to ask Grok if that's true. And they're like, I don't know, because IG is the one that said it. So IG was maybe AI hallucinating, or was it real? I don't know. Anyway, side note. So Elizabeth Cady Stanton. So good guy, bad guy?
I think maybe a complex figure. She became really radical in her later years because she was kind of isolated from the greater movement, and a lot of suffragists denounced her because she would write against like marriage and she rewrote the Bible. She wrote this book. She wrote the Woman's Bible where she, so she was like out there. Definitely though, interesting, brave.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It is sad because she's totally smeared as a racist in most like feminist circles now.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people want to disown her, discredit her, but the movement wouldn't have existed without her.
Is this the one whom, I guess it's not, Clara was the woman. What's the Clara, what's an old Western woman who was named Clara Barton or something like that? Whom, you familiar with that?
Clara Barton, it's not coming to mind. Is she a suffragist?
No, I think she's a nurse from the Old West, 1821 to 1912. I think she married the guy from the professor from. I only know this because of what's that one Back to the Future movie where the scientist goes back in time and marries her and lives with her and has kids by her.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch any of the Back to the Future movies after the first one because of what they did to Crispin Glover. I thought it was important to boycott. He's a character that played George McFly, and he didn't agree to be in the subsequent films, but they basically used his image without his consent, and he sued. And that made him kind of an outcast in Hollywood for a long time because he basically stood up to the rights of his image.
Wow.
Or for his image, yeah. A side note. So I was on Crispin Glover's
How were
side.
you aware of all that? What year was this that you were aware of all that going on and that you would even be bothered with this information and not watch the movies because I was a kid when these all came out, I feel
I
like.
know. Well, I didn't see them until I was older.
Okay.
Because I was kind of young.
Yeah.
So I didn't see them until I was older, and people were like, "Oh, you have to see this movie." But I knew about Crispin Glover. I became a fan of his before I even saw the movies. So that's how I know.
What was he
But
in?
after learning that,
Did you see him in some other movie like
I think
River's Edge or something?
Yes, that's the one where I was like, I love this guy. He's
Doesn't that
amazing.
look like a TERRI movie?
I want to see everything he's in. Oh my God, he's so good in that movie.
Does that have that one guy? Does it have John Wick in it?
John Wick. Oh yeah, it has Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, it looks like Keanu
And
Reeves.
Ione Skye is in it. Yeah, it's a good 90s film. But anyway, yeah.
Interesting.
I think, but no, I might have been a fan of his before then. Willard, that was the movie.
Okay.
His doing of Willard, because I used to have pet rats. And so I ended up watching the Willard movie and thinking, oh,
and that's
wow.
him, huh?
Really
wow.
And
he
then
plays
I got
such
into
a weakling
music.
he plays such a weak guy as Michael J. Fox's dad, doesn't he?
He's not weak. He stood up to that bully.
Well, he eventually got up and swung at him, huh?
Yeah,
but
I mean,
other than that, he's so weak.
A strong man isn't built in a day, Hake.
I don't know. I never.
You don't forge inner character and strength in a day. You gotta build it.
I feel like you're born with it. Either you have it or you don't.
Do you think so?
Kind of. Like in the most people don't change much, honestly. Don't you notice that?
That's depressing.
It is, but it's a fact. And I feel like if you want to build strength, you should drop the wanting to build this strength. You know? You know what I mean?
I don't think
Go
his
ahead.
character ever wanted to build strength. I think his character just wanted to live his life in peace, but then he had to because that's what circumstances, forced upon him.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, how it happens. People
was it Biff that he
have
punched?
to face. Yeah, people have to face challenges, and then that's when they either become stronger or weaker.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, interesting segue there.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I was a fan of him before I ever watched the Back to the Future movie. So, because I was really young when it came out. So
that makes sense.
Was I even alive when it came out?
I don't know.
What year did it come out?
I feel like it was the mid 80s, maybe back. Let's see, mid to late 80s. Back to the Future, 1985.
Yeah, I wasn't even alive.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I wish those guys well. The professor's got to be gone by now, right? No. Christopher Lloyd. Is Christopher Lloyd still around kicking? Is. Nice. He's 86. God. Christopher Lloyd is. That's how I always find out is I look it up on far left Google or far left Wikipedia. And if it says was, that's how I knew Hulk Hogan died because it said Hulk Hogan was. I'm like, oh, that's true. I thought that somebody was trolling us on YouTube with the super chats saying rest in peace to Hulk Hogan.
No, people wouldn't throw down money to troll that.
I know. It's true.
Okay, I'm wondering if I had anything else about Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
Yeah, let's get.
I don't know. Full circle. I don't know.
That's an interesting thing. I appreciate I can appreciate a person, even if like they go crazy and be evil.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, it's probably her father's fault for educating her so much.
I mean, evil people are judging her.
Learning to identify with kind of more masculine worldview, and then raising her in a political environment, and then she married a guy who was political. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes, though. I mean, guys who are into politics tend to, you're likely to meet a woman that's into politics and then
True.
has similar politics, and she's going to be backing you up, so that's where it starts.
People got issues.
It's all men's fault, really.
Well, thank you for your contribution.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
Happy White History Month.
You as well. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Elijah in California is on the line here. Elijah, how you doing, man?
What's up, Hakester? Happy White History Month.
Thank you. Same to you. Have you called
Shout out
during
to,
White History Month?
Willard. No, I think I called on Gay Month.
Oh, terrible. I disavow. Okay, well, thank you for cleaning up Gay Month with your straightness.
Yeah.
And what were you about to say about Willard?
Oh, yeah, shout out to Willard. It kind of brought me flashbacks of my childhood watching that movie.
I don't know anything about it, but he looks awesome in this movie.
Yeah, he, controlled rats or something.
Okay. Nice.
And then shout out to Marty McFly, Back to the Future.
Yeah. Marty McFly, he was cool. Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, I have a truck kind of like his.
He had a truck?
The old 80s Toyota pickup. It's pretty
yeah.
iconic, pretty epic. It has a headache rack on it with the KC lights. I don't have the exact setup, but it's similar.
My dad had a pickup truck. Not exactly like that. That's a fancy one, man. He looked spoiled, but that's cool. Maybe he worked for it.
I built. Wait, who's that?
Marty McFly. He seemed like an independent type of a guy. He might have.
Yeah, well, back in the good old days, I'm sure, every.
You could afford that. Just
most white
working
kids
at the,
could have that.
Yeah, you could afford that working for the arcade.
Yeah.
Because money was
Minimum
worth
wage.
something.
You get everyone had a VW or a pickup truck.
Yeah, the Reagan years.
VW bug. Yeah, so shout out to Marty McFly, White History Month, and Hulk Hogan, R.I.P.
Yeah.
He was pretty based every now and then. I mean, he was also kind of a degenerate, and his family became a mess, but he still was. He was pretty epic still.
Somebody said something in response to JLP saying, "Rest in peace" to Hulk Hogan, and they quoted purportedly something that Hulk Hogan supposedly said about his daughter dating a black gal. And
a black guy or a black gal?
A black guy, sorry. Yeah,
okay.
and cover your eyes, kids, but it says, I'd rather she was going to bleep some N-ger. I'd rather if she was going to bleep some N-ger, I'd rather her marry an 8-foot-tall N-word worth $100 million like a baseball player. I guess we're all a little racist, blanking N-word. Sorry for showing that, guys, but that's an
black baseball player.
He's exaggerating, of course, but that's an understandable statement. But people acted like, is that what he said? Is that what they claimed that he said?
That's not understandable to me. I think.
I mean, he would if she's gonna do it, at least get one that's
I think he was
successful.
Exaggerating on purpose because I don't think any white father wants their kid to be gay or a mud shark,
Yeah.
Because you're gonna end thousands of your ancestors
all that
reading
work.
And going to war, and just for what you're gonna throw it down the tubes for Tyrone or
for love,
be a genetic dead end as a homosexual.
Yeah. It's not right. It just doesn't look right. It's anyway.
Even even though the blacks, they say the same thing, but it's not a big deal. Like Muhammad Ali would say the same thing, that he wants his children to look like him.
Yep.
Bluebirds with the bluebirds and the redbirds with the redbirds.
Yeah, but what's funny is his ancestor was an Irishman. That's how he had the name Cassius Clay, I think.
Yeah, well, he was definitely smarter than the darker ones and better with words. But he even said when he went to go fight in Africa, it's called Rumble in the Jungle. He said after he came back from there, he saw what an asshole it was. He's like, thank God my ancestors got on that boat.
Right. That makes sense. That's called.
Yeah. So.
That's called.
Yeah. Being grateful, right?
Yeah.
He saw what a dump it was, and I mean, he realized that's what the sub-Saharans create.
Yeah.
And it could all be, everyone could get along if there's more gratefulness, and even I think with the Jews, there could be more getting up. Christians would be able to get along with the Jews if they could just be satisfied. It seems like they have an insatiable appetite, never enough.
Right.
Whether it's money or so-called revenge for things that they think happened that was really exaggerated.
Yeah, big time.
But
man.
that's what people. I mean, they use that as justification, though, right? Revenge. Same thing with the Hispanics. They're saying they were reclaiming their stolen land, and even in the UK, all the Muslims invading, they're saying this is our karma. This is your karma.
Yeah.
So
totally.
people like to use that as justification to themselves for doing evil things. They say it's revenge. It's all justified in that kind of, even with the blacks,
Yeah.
all the violence and shimping out. They want to justify it as being held down, and it's just people play these mental games to feel moral about being evil.
It's an insatiable ego. It's never satisfied.
That's the human nature, Most people always want more.
Yeah.
You get millions, and you want multi-millions, and then hundreds of millions, and that's not enough. And then, these people probably on the Epstein list, it wasn't enough to just have regular sex. Eventually,
right.
they wanted young beeholes.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
And
I totally get your point. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's sickening.
Yeah,
it's sickening, but it's true.
Look at Hugh Hefner. Shout out to Hugh Hefner,
white history hero or white history man
/ white degeneracy month.
Yeah.
But they said he didn't even get turned on by naked women anymore because he saw them so much, and he eventually wanted some man ass.
Ooh.
So I don't know if that's true. I can't.
Right.
I can't confirm, but
yeah, I wouldn't even repeat that. That's a terrible thing to say about a man, but I wouldn't doubt.
Well, he R.I.P. Hugh Hefner. Hopefully he
rest in peace.
I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah, he's probably.
I wouldn't
not
speculate
in a good place right now,
but that is so true that you cross a line, you'll cross that line again, and then you'll want another line to cross. It's kind of like that guy who I don't know if you saw on the JLP show, who shot a guy who was blocking his driveway one time, got away with it for years, and then it happened to him again, and he flipped out and shot and killed another guy who was blocking his driveway. And
was this was this a brother?
I think it was a Mexican, but it might have been a black. I forget.
One step away.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the Aztec. Well, it depends on how heavy the Aztec mix is, but
good point. What is it about the different symptoms that different peoples take on in our evil?
Maybe the environment mixed with just that's how I think people's brains developed. The different environments they cohabitated.
Yeah.
And I think they also had different, spiritual developments, different mental developments, different, some people stayed stuck in mud huts 200 years ago. I think sub-Saharans were in mud huts. So that's why I think it's it's not realistic to expect them to behave like us.
Right.
3 for $20? Okay. I'm at the farmer's market right now, so just bear
nice,
with
man.
me.
So, I agree. It's like when you're subject to the world, as all children are, they're subject to any little thing that the parent does, and parents and racial groups have a whole bunch of parents that have quirks. I gotta go, man. You're making way too much noise.
All right, sorry, Hake. I'll talk to you later.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Oh, you got me with the click. Well, right on. Willard was a horror movie? Yeah, what a shame. My Pilled never went live. Let me check on Super Chats. The lines are, there's one line open, hang tight. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Oh, wow, quite a few, actually. I like to read them in front of you along with you. I know it's a risk because you guys can, well, I won't give you ideas. I'll try not to give you ideas. But Popcorn and all kinds of people have given me Super Chats, and thank you guys. A happy White History Month to all of you. It's funny, Omar is loved by some, hated by others, sort of similar to Misfit Nation, the Misfit Nation, Krishan the Dawn. Jermaine says, what's up, James Bond? He says, happy White History Month. My mental health tip for today, oh no, not that word, comes from a clip of Tyler Perry opening up about his struggles. Oh no, is this on Oprah? He said he couldn't hold it together anymore. Church, prayer, walking in nature, and even family weren't helping, so he checked himself into a facility at some point in his life, according to Jermaine here, which is according to him, according to this. His therapist explained the transition from being a child into becoming a man, which was somewhat insightful, but the root issue was not addressed. His mother deeply damaged him. Now he wants to control everything like God. Isn't that so common? I'll have to check this out, but I'll give you guys just a sneak peek here. This is over on IG. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears. Turn it down just a touch. And just to see. Oh, hold up. Hopefully I didn't mess that up.
Everybody who is trying and struggling, and this whole mental health thing is a real thing. I checked into a place in Arizona. I was supposed to be there a week, ended up there 3 weeks. Whoa. Because I had gotten to a place at 54 that I was just like, I can't take this anymore. I can't.
How brave of you to share that with us.
No, I'm not.
Come on, dude. And he's trying to be manly, saying how brave of you to share that with us. They don't know that it's not right. So I'm laughing with them, not at them. I would be probably saying that too if I thought that was the right way.
I've been telling everybody, man, I can't hold.
He, of course, has been telling everybody
the weight of this anymore. And I didn't even know how bad it was until I was sitting there in the.
Doesn't he look like a classy black man, and he has that deep voice and all that? And he's a very successful man. Maybe, is he a billionaire? Working for Oprah, and making all those great movies. I don't know if they're great. And TV shows, but they definitely make the money and get views, and he makes a bunch of them, Medea and all that stuff, and these soap opera type shows with just indulgent conversations. By indulgent, I mean the conversations are interesting. They're not exactly realistic, I don't think, because most people wouldn't do it like this, but the conversations are interesting regardless. And it's kind of human nature, and so it's interesting and it's fun. But anyway,
in the therapy session with the,
he's accused of some stuff. I dare not repeat it, but everybody gets accused of stuff. And I'm not saying that the accusation is fake or whatever, but let's move forward.
And I was describing to her what most men go through. So
wait, her? Did I miss something? Was he talking to a female therapist? Anyway, he's talking about what most men go through.
Like, I just feel like I'm holding everything, and it's just too much, and it's breaking, and I've got all these people depending on me, and I can't handle it right now. I can't handle it. So my hope for...
All right, you know what? We'll get to more of that. Thank you, sir, for the tip. I appreciate it. I'm running low on time. I want to keep it moving. But thank you, Jermaine. I didn't even get to the point of what he was talking about yet because there's more to it. But thanks for the tip. Jermaine over there with your coffee. Very cool. And Popcorn's Thump Keg. And I will get to your calls. Hang tight. Hang tight. Supers. What's that guy? Who was that? Tyler Perry. Okay. Popcorn's Thump Keg says a couple of points in response to Mark's call yesterday. What did Mark say? Popcorn coffee. That I wanted you to weigh in on. First, he mentioned wanting the flight logs for Epstein Island released, but he prefaced it by saying, even if Trump was there, I don't believe he did anything wrong. No, he said even... Okay, yeah, he did say that. You're right. Well, in that case, why ask for the list at all if you selectively go, he's a good guy, I don't think he did anything wrong, or, oh, he's a liberal commie, I bet he did something, lock him up. Thoughts? It's typical to how everybody thinks, and it's fair, honestly. I think it's fair, because Trump doesn't seem like he would do something with, like, a little kid. But I don't know if there were any little kids. People claim, oh, maybe one of them looked like they were 11, as somebody said in one of these lawsuits. And by the way, his first victim was 25, so-called victim. And these victims are nutcases. I think the victims might be wanting to prosecute one another because the victim became the victimizer or introduced Epstein to her or whatever. It's a mess. But there's like a non-prosecution agreement that the government, I heard, violated or seemingly violated, according to Michael Tracey, who is my white history hero for today, a journalist, but he's white, and he thinks logically, dispassionately, and he's not even a Christian, but he's not Jewish either. He's just him. He's just a millennial, but he's a pretty objective guy. He was on the JLP show a couple of times years back. Michael Tracey, Tracey. And he's like, there may have been some blackmail. There may have been a prostitution ring, but he hasn't seen any evidence of either one of those. So he thinks that it could just be Epstein and that gal. Anyway, and then the victim and staff, the victims and staff. And I use the term victims loosely, of course. But anyway, in that case, why ask for the list and bet he'll lock him up? Yeah, because Trump, you can tell that Trump is a good guy. So I'm with it. Now, I do think that Republicans and Christians and conservatives do liberal things and sexual things. Trump himself has had more than one wife. So, and people accuse him of all kinds of things. Not even their business. Yeah, so I think that, okay, but to answer your question more fully, Mark is in his head. He did say, and I agreed with him, that even if Trump did do something wrong over in Epstein Island, which I don't even think he went to Epstein Island, he flew, well, according to what they said, the Lolita Express private jet or private plane, he flew that from New York to Florida because his private jet was in the shop. And so Epstein said, hey, you want to borrow mine? It's like, okay, sure. So he borrowed it for his own purposes, not to fly to the island, the Lolita Express. But maybe he did, I don't know. But they said that. And there are more than one reason to go to an island, by the way. And it's not just to bleep kids like insane, shout out. Our friend Robert, /fiend Robert, claimed way in his head. You guys are way in your heads. You guys got to listen to Michael Tracey, a white history hero. Lastly, on the Klan wearing masks to protect their identity, Mark said they hid their faces out of fear of losing their jobs and to protect their families. Yeah, okay, Mark, because in the 50s, there was a rash of Klan members being fired once they were outed. Laughing out loud, says Popcorn. They did it because they were judges, police, etc. Well, they would lose their job. So then I don't know. There wasn't, anyway, I don't know. Popcorn. Why would I argue with Mark and Popcorn about history? I know the least about history out of all three of them, of us. When Bill goes on trial, Bomber Bill. When Bill goes on trial for firebombing Earl's car, black guy, of course Judge Smith doesn't want Earl to know that he and Bill are part of the same Klan chapter. He probably lit the bottle and handed it to Bill. Hey, you're saying they use Molotov cocktails? Did the Klan use Molotov cocktails? That sounds more like a communist thing. Because many of the communists did these church bombings, and it wasn't the Klan at all. They were framed, I heard. Listen to Chad O. Jackson. He does independent research. Okay, anyway, but he has to maintain the illusion of impartiality before he hands down a 10-day suspended sentence. When you're doing what's right, you don't need to wear a mask, as Jesse has famously said. Nice. Interesting. And Jesse has said that? Interesting. Well, ICE should wear masks. So ICE, when they're rounding up those illegals, because the evil people want to dox them for evil. Because doxing can be done for good or for evil. And masks can be used for good and evil. There's a time for everything. A time to wear a mask, according to the Bible. Actually, the Bible doesn't say wear a mask, necessarily. I don't know. But the Bible does say there's a time for everything. But thank you, Popcorn. I will say one thing that comes to mind, Popcorn. Per capita, the whites are more fair-minded with other races than any other race is with the other races, per capita. No American anchor baby today, I think. He's going to be doing some other work. But the Fallen State is coming up soon. Okay, so get ready for the redirect on that. Let me move forward. I like Popcorn's coffees. Some of you guys get irritated because I talk so much and he talks so much, but I talk more. Cesar or Cesar, 3 coffees. Or Cesar or Cesar. Sup, Hake? That David sure is a character. Yeah, he is. When he brings up these violent stories, it reminds me of a graphic novel, except it's nonfiction. Yeah. I've read some graphic novels. Moby Dick. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, maybe. They didn't originate as graphic novels, but I read them as long comic books. I just mainly looked at the pictures. Cool. Very cool. Reminiscent of like Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman. Gaiman. He's the one who wait, what? Let me go back over here. All results. Oh Lord, not AI. No. How do I go back? Illustrations. He's an illustrator, right? Let me see his work. Look at his stuff is just so cool. I guess that's just not it. Never mind. It might be it. But anyway, thank you for bringing up the graphic novel thing. Takes me back to my later childhood. Michael Jackson, Farrah Fawcett, Ed McMahon, Robin Williams, Lauren Bacall, Don Pardo. Some of these names I recognize, some I not as familiar. Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia. Although then they called her General Leia. Ugh. But George Michael, you got to have faith. He's like the white Michael Jackson, right? Debbie Reynolds, Muhammad Ali, Gordie Howe, which is Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. Gordie Howe, Christina Grimmie. What these stars that are grouped in threes have in common is that they all passed in the same week, just like the recent celebrity passings. It comes in threes, says Cesar or Cesar. I just got into my imagination thinking a conspiracy was happening, but it turns out this is pretty common, actually, due to the law of numbers, since there's been so many celebrities. This makes me realize that having a habit of recognizing patterns can easily make people into a conspiracy theorist. Would you agree on that, Hake? Totally, man. That's deep. Wow. Interesting, man. Have a safe weekend, everybody. P.S. Back to the Future was a classic. Part 2 was my favorite, but Part 3 was lame. Which one was Back to the Future 3? Back to the Future 3. Is that the Western one? Yeah, it is the Western one. That's the one I was referencing where he marries Clara Barton. Back to the Future, he went back to the past. Back to the Future 2. I liked the hoverboard. I liked that he would walk around and spin around and look around, be aware of his surroundings, but all like scared and panicked. And this, is it Zanny or Zany? Or Zenny? Sequel, 1989. Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown. Okay, nice. Thank you, sir. Lord have mercy. I didn't get to finish how deep that point was. Before I get, I'm going to try to get to all of your calls, okay? But, wow. Okay, so yeah, you make it a pattern, but then there's others who did die too, and it was actually more than 3, you know? There's so many people dying, and so you assign a pattern that isn't even actually a pattern. It's just your, what is that thing called? Scott Adams, Anchor Baby have both said it. It's like a confirmation bias. Because it was actually 4 people died this week, I think. I don't know. Yeah, 4 people died. Something like that. Because it was that one guy, and then it was the other guy, Cosby Show guy, and then who did you mention? Oh, yeah, and so there was a 4th person who also died, you know? So, super interesting. Hulk Hogan, and then the Mangione, the good Mangione, who actually did something good with his life, such as make music, right? Okay, it's not good, but it's okay. It's better than killing a guy, shooting him in the back, I think. Luigi, the evil Mangione. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, and you start recognizing patterns that actually aren't there. You misrecognize a pattern. It's kind of like having a gender identity. It's a gender misidentity. It's a sexual orientation. It's a sexual disorientation. You're disoriented. If you're, cover your ears, kids. I can't say that word. Full of energy for that sex. When you're overtaken with that lust, you're disoriented. It's disorientation. Anyway, FYI. Sion bought a couple of coffees. Cesar. Stars. Patterns. Graphic novels. Okay. Sion. Oh my gosh. Oh, she double super chatted, right? 3 coffees and 3 coffees. OMG. Oh my gosh. Or capital G for God. Willard, I like it. It was so creepy movie to me. It was a betrayal of Ben. Ben the rat? Ben, Michael Jackson's rat? How humanity use you and throw you. how humanity are not loyal. Yeah, it's not just women who are not loyal. The real Mr. Mad, devil horns, or I love you sign. Shout out. Rock and roll devil horns. I disavow this. I used to think it was devilish. It is devilish. Saw the first time with me that movie. LOL, he don't mind horror movies. He seems like he wouldn't mind horror movies. Shout out to the real Mr. Mad. Happy White History Month. Oh my gosh, Willard, I like it with the Rad So Creepy movie to me. The Rad Ben was... You gave me... Do you want a refund, Sion? I feel like I should give you a refund on something. Why are you... Did you think it didn't go through? Here, let me refund her. And hope that it doesn't show anything... I'll refund it. I'll bring it over here and I'll refund it. Something like that. Here, watch. Because... Anyway, we'll do it later. Because I got to keep it moving, like I said. Mark in Los Angeles on the line over here. Mark, thank you for calling and holding. Happy White History Month.
Happy White History Month back at you.
Thank you, sir.
Couple of things. I'll answer Popcorn's question.
Oh, cool.
If Trump was involved with children, which I know he wasn't,
right?
Yes, I think he should be prosecuted. What I meant, or maybe he misunderstood, if Trump was on the flight log or on any kind of a list, that should be exposed. Doesn't make him guilty, because if he was guilty of that evil, Biden and Merrick Garland would have posted it all over the world. So I'm confident that Trump isn't, one of those weirdos. And then what was his other question?
And you said that you would vote for him anyway, and I would too. I agree with that.
Well, if his name was on the list, yeah. But not if he was involved with children.
I
don't think I would have to draw the line there.
I would still, because by children they mean like 17-year-olds. I don't think
it doesn't matter. That's still statutory rape.
It is statutory rape, but it doesn't have anything to do with what a great leader he is.
No, I won't go with that, because many of the others, from what I've learned today, in fact, I'm not going to name any names, but many of the people that are suspected of having been there are Hollywood CEOs, and we know they're not Christian. Okay, so that's okay. And then getting to the Klan question, even back in the 20s, if you were a known Klansman, your life could be hard, because it wasn't just Negroes. It was Catholics, it was Jews, it was all the other groups that the Klan exposed.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Yankees, the Northerners.
Yeah, so they had many
carpetbaggers.
Enemies. Correct, and they were professional people. I'm talking about the Klan members. There were doctors, lawyers, judges, police officers. The cream of society saw, the future problem white America was going to have.
Yeah.
And actually, they were ahead of their time. The other thing, and then after I tell you this, I have a joke for you, and then I have my shout-outs for White History Month. President Trump was interviewed this morning live on TV, and the media was bringing up the Epstein thing.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny how Trump reacts. Usually, and I'm not calling Trump a liar,
okay,
but usually if you react to a question angrily, you're usually hiding something. But anyway, they asked Trump about, the Epstein list and so on.
Yeah.
Trump's retort to them was, why don't you guys go after Bill Clinton and check out how many times he was there? To me, that's an omission right there. When he puts the finger on a Democrat commie like Clinton, which is a good thing,
yeah,
tells me that there is a list or a flight log, whatever you want to call it, and it's being suppressed or it's been destroyed. With that statement alone. Furthermore, one of your competitors, a female who you met, because I saw you and her on the stage together, I don't want to say her name because you probably don't want me to say her name, but she is very on top of this Epstein thing. And on her show, she showed what Scam Bondi actually said on Fox. She said, I have the Epstein file, I have it.
Right, the file.
Said it. Well, wait a minute. She said it.
Right.
Meaning the Epstein file, not the Martin Luther King stuff,
right,
not the JFK stuff.
I know.
But when asked about it a week later at a press conference with President Trump, she tried to play word games because she's a scammer, Scam Bondi. She said that, no, she was talking about all files. Well, that's not what she said.
Oh, what I thought was what went down was that somebody asked her about the list, okay? And then she said, I have it on my desk. But what she meant was not the list, but the Epstein file.
Then she lied.
She may have or she may not have. It may have been a misinterpretation.
You're going to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
Because you want to protect these persons.
No, because I'm white I'm white and I'm objective.
No, she lied. I mean,
I'm not objective, okay, but I'm being objective. Objectively, you don't know whether she lied or she misspoke or you misunderstood her.
We have the tape.
Well, from what I heard her say, yes, I have it. When somebody asked her about a list, and then later she clarified, and then meaning the list, right?
Okay,
and then later she clarified. What I meant was I have the file.
Oh, you covered her lie up, you mean?
You could call it a lie, but I don't consider that necessarily a lie. It might have been a lie. It might not have been a lie. That's being objective, not being overly accusatory.
Okay, and the other thing that I wanted to ask you about, I love Trump. I mean, don't ever think that unless he's actually is one of those weirdos, I will support Trump to the end.
Why do you even bring up the possibility of that?
Well, because this is what I was going to lead it up to.
Okay.
When you ask a man a question and he gets angry with you for asking the question, I'm talking about a press conference that Trump was on in about a week or so ago with Bondi and Rubio and his staff, who I like them all, except I got question mark about Scam Bondi. But as soon as the reporter asked about the Epstein file, Trump jumped right on him. Oh, are we still talking about that?
Right.
Yeah, we're still talking about that, Trump. And I love you, Trump, but we are going to continue to talk about it till you cough up the information that you said you had.
This is something that went down like a week ago, right? He's like, you still talking about this? I saw that.
That's a response. That response, you ask any psychologist. That's a defense response. Like, don't ask me that. I don't want to talk about it.
That's not necessarily the case, though.
Pardon?
That's not necessarily the case.
Well, that's what you say because he can do no wrong, and I love Trump.
Well, he can do no wrong. That's true. But the way that I view the Epstein thing is just another Me Too situation where people are caught up, and maybe there's more. Maybe there's more of a. Let me finish. Maybe there's more of a real conspiracy there because I do like and really appreciate a lot of these names that I've mentioned before who are heavy into this, and I like and respect you. But there's a lot. There's that type of a response, an angry response to a dumb question that you're sick of hearing about that doesn't have anything to do with anything. It could be that. That could be the explanation.
That's a bad one. That's a poor
it could be a very good explanation. When somebody asks you a question that you just have to roll your eyes about, has that not happened to you? And it's not because you're hiding something. It's because you're sick of these people talking about something that's stupid.
That would be like asking
setting aside Epstein. Say somebody brings up some racial thing about
the Holocaust.
No, let's say what about those? No, not the Holocaust, not that. No. Let me bring up. I have an example. I have a perfect example. What's up with these white pedophiles, white child pornography loving people? What's up with the whites?
We know they're not Christians.
What's up with the whites? Wouldn't you get irritated if... No, let me see. Wouldn't you get irritated if somebody kept on pecking at you with questions like that, like the blacks do?
No, not when half your base wants an answer.
Wouldn't you get irritated? You're not addressing my question.
Okay.
You're talking about Epstein, and I'm talking about something completely different. I'm talking about child pornography and white people.
Okay.
There's this stereotype that white people are more into the child sex stuff than blacks.
They're not Christians.
Than blacks.
They're not, but these so-called whites are not.
No, I'm talking about normal whites. This is black smear. This is a black smear and a mainstream media smear on whites. White people.
They have no room to talk.
Have you heard it? I know they don't. I know they don't.
And by the way, not you.
And let's say somebody keeps on asking you about that. Would you not get irritated?
It depends. If my name was associated with a pedophile,
I'm talking about, would you not get irritated in that situation?
Well, that's apples to oranges. Of
no,
course.
this is a very similar situation.
To ask about the Epstein log. There's reasons for that.
I know, but they're dumb reasons.
Pop up a Negro-infected lie about white pedophiles. They have no room to talk, and I probably would get angry at that. But here's something else. I don't want to forget this, Hake.
Yes.
This bald man 54, this fool that's in the chat. He asked you a question to ask me about what would I say to him?
Yeah, to a proud black man.
What could I say? What do you have to be proud of outside of athletics and entertainment? That was a dumb question, but I would expect that from him. Now, here's the other thing, Hake. I got a little joke for you, and then I'll give you my white history folk. What is one film in Hollywood that they will never race swap the white actor who played in this movie? This is a question, a joke. Do you have any idea?
I don't know.
Who they won't race swap? Tarzan, the ape man. They would never swap out the white Tarzan and call him the ape man and replace him with a Negro. I want to see that happen. I doubt it very seriously. But
Tarzan. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. And then for White History Month, my two entries, and this will be my first female to name. I know a few other females have been named. Shout out William.
Yeah.
And shout out to Alan if he's listening. But my two picks today are a man by the name of Tommy Terrence, Tarrants, and his female companion, Kathy Ainsworth. Now, I'm not going to go into it because I know you're going to look it up, and it's going to take a long time to talk about them. So I'll let you and the audience look up who these people were. Just for a note here before I go, Miss Ainsworth was murdered by the FBI. So you could read the rest about who these two people were, but they would be my contribution to White History Month.
Wow. Okay, well.
And that's all I got for you, Hake. I hope you look them up and read about them. They tried their best to help us, the white people. So you'll see who they were. Anyway, Hake, I'm going to let you go. Happy White History Month. Have a good weekend, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Rick in Hampton, VA. I have like 2 minutes left. I'm sorry, Rick. Thank you for calling and holding there.
Man, appreciate you, James. Thanks for taking my call, man.
Of course.
Good to always hear from Mark, Will, and my other brothers, man. Happy White History Month, as always. To my Graphite brothers, keep on keeping on.
Yeah.
And I was going to comment on something William said earlier, how you get these foreign people like Talib in Michigan and the other one in Minnesota. I'm like, they came here and they got elected so fast, man. You noticed that?
She was born in Detroit. She's an anchor baby, I think, Rashida Tlaib. And
right.
And you know what? These people have been a long time coming into America. I think it has to do, perhaps, with the 1965 Immigration Act, the Hart-Sellers Act or whatever, that started bringing in all these foreigners because it was racist to be selective about our immigration and, favor the whites and the Christians and stuff like that and sensible people. So now we opened the floodgates and radically changed the demographics of legal immigration, which is a really evil thing that they should not have done.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Including some
and
Republicans.
Rhinos, though.
Yep, exactly. Thank them for sure, because, like I said, Democrats always want to just let folks in, let them all in, and then when you enforce the law, now they want to call you evil, you're racist, and Trump ain't doing more than enforcing the law after Biden opened the floodgates. And like I said, the media didn't hardly want to cover unless you forced them to. The judges was quiet as church mouses. Now, time Trump tries to enforce the law, here come everybody popping out the woodworks.
It's crazy, man.
It's
Rick. I gotta wrap up. Last statement. Go for it.
Love you guys.
Yep.
Well, keep up the good work, man. Like I said, every day you get pulled over by law enforcement, man. They'll do what they tell you, man, like that kid in Jacksonville. It come out that he was mouthing off, and when you send Undertaker Crump there, he's trying to get a payout because he know that case can possibly bring him some money. But you know the other case with Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony, you know you ain't seen Undertaker Crump nowhere near that case.
Interesting. Oh, I got to go, Rick. Nice talking with you, man.
Okay. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. God bless.
All right. You too. Take care, guys. Peace in the Middle East. The Fallen State coming up next. Bye. Oh.